Alright, welcome back to Shooting It Straight with me, Antonius. A little continuation in our All About Glocks series. We're looking at practical upgrades, not gadgets, for your Glock. Now, Glocks are the most popular handguns in the world, and it's the handgun of choice for the vast majority of cops and concealed carriers in America, and for good reasons. You know, they're simple and easy to use, they're easy to maintain, they're ultra reliable, and extremely durable. But they are not perfection, as the logo claims. Now, like almost all other pistols, Glocks can use a little help in some areas. Today we're discussing what I think are the most practical upgrades for Glocks for concealed carriers to consider. Alright, so let's dive right on into it. Now, you'll notice that I stressed the word practical upgrades because I want to distinguish this video. I want to distinguish this video's definition of the word upgrade from all of the other upgrade videos out there that I see. The Glock upgrades in this video will focus on the logical and pragmatic upgrades that can actually benefit the concealed carrier. Most other videos published on this topic that I've seen seem to center on what they call upgrades, such as aftermarket triggers, aftermarket spring kits, extended magazines, flared magazine wells, threaded barrels, rail-mounted floodlights, you know, titanium firing pins, red dots, and horse shit like that. None of which are needed on an EDC, an everyday carry. That stuff is not needed at all. You can have them if you want to. Not a problem. I'm just saying that they are not needed. Okay, so they're not upgrades. Those are gadgets. Now, let me just explain this real quick. In a sudden deadly force encounter, you'll be under the most intense level of stress possible. Believe me, I know. These encounters are usually sudden, though not always, but usually. And they are very fluid and very chaotic. Now, I don't care how much you practice and train. In a sudden real-life situation, you'll never have the time to use that red dot or that extended floodlight. You won't even think about those things. That threaded barrel, extended magazine, and flared magazine well, those things will be of no use at all. Did I say extended barrel? I meant to say threaded barrel. Whatever. Because, look, the only thing you'll be doing is pulling that trigger as fast as you possibly can. And guess what? You won't be thinking or caring about how light and smooth or how gritty that trigger is or its reset. You won't give a damn about any of that stuff. You'll never notice it. This is why I've always said that red dots, floodlights, aftermarket triggers, and all that stuff, they're useless on a defensive pistol, except for some rare occasions. Okay, with cops it's a whole different story, okay, because their objective is different than your concealed carriers. All right, so you can't put those in the same group. Now, I do not recommend replacing OEM factory springs out with aftermarket springs. I think that's a big mistake. I also suggest leaving the trigger stock. Just leave it alone. Leave it there. You don't need to be switching it out. Some of those drop-in trigger kits will dismantle or disengage some of the safeties in here. It's done that before. True upgrades are useful modifications, and they enhance or facilitate the ease of use, not the performance. No decent quality-made pistol should ever need anything to enhance its performance. If it doesn't perform as it should, then send it back to the manufacturer's service department, because something is wrong somewhere, right? So with that, let's go over what I believe are some very economical, practical, and actually useful upgrades for your Glock. Now I'll show you what I've done to mine. Not that you have to do the same thing. I want to give you some options here. Alright, the first thing I always do with a new Glock is change out that factory extended slide stop. Now I'm the type of shooter that always uses this to release the slide. I don't do the rack. I do this. Alright. And the original one is just too damn small and flat. I mean, I can use it, but it's difficult. And in a highly stressed situation, you don't need difficulty. You need ease. So I switch these out and because Glock makes these. Alright, Glock, these are manufactured by Glock for that specific purpose of using your thumb. Now this just happens to be a chrome coated, but it's the same thing as what I've got on here. Alright, it's got a bump on it that really facilitates that. Really helps. So I change all of those out right off the bat. It's very easy to do, and it's very inexpensive. I think maybe $12, I think. Alright. Number 2. I change out those Glock factory sights. You know, the polymer ones. Now, although they are usable, I insist on steel sights. Okay? Because they are much more sturdy, and they won't get erased off when wrestling with a suspect on the asphalt, like these polymer sights have done to me. You know, I've had that happen. I've wrestled with suspects on the highway or a sidewalk parking lot or something, and then later found that half of my rear sight has been grinded off. So that's happened to a couple of us. So steel sights is an absolute must for me, anyway. Again, it's very inexpensive. I think I picked up this set, and this is Glock factory steel sights. It's a Glock factory slide stop and Glock factory steel sights. I think the sights were about, for both the front and the rear, was like $30 maybe. It might require a little bit of filing in order to fit. Now here's a gunsmith note. When you're fitting a sight back into the dovetail, and you need to do some filing, file the sight. File the base of the sight. Don't file that dovetail cut in the slide. Alright? Don't file anything on the slide. File the sights. Alright. Number 3. I highly recommend an extended slide lock. Alright, this is a slide lock because it locks your slide. This is a slide stop because it stops your slide. Slide lock. Now this is from Lenny McGill's Glock store. And here's another one. It's just like it, just a silver or stainless steel version of it. It is a little bit thicker. Okay, these things from Lenny McGill's Glock store, these are machined. Alright, they're machined. They're not like the Glock factory originals where they're stamped. They're a little bit thinner and they're stamped. These are thicker and they are actually machined. Alright, and now what that does, and it extends just maybe 1 or 2 millimeters out to the side. It doesn't interfere with anything at all, not a holster or anything like that. So it's a little bit thicker and stronger, and it provides for a better barrel lockup, which can improve accuracy just a bit. And it gives you a great purchase. I mean, your fingers are not going to slip off of that, I can assure you. Again, very inexpensive. What, 15 bucks maybe? Alright, let's see what else. Okay, an extended magazine release. Now, I chose the Vickers Tango Down because it protrudes, again, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters, not much, but just enough to give you a good, I mean, it's easy to work, and it's rounded. Okay, there's no sharp corners anywhere. You know, there's nothing wrong with the Gen 4. This is a Gen 4. There's nothing wrong with the Gen 4 magazine release, but it's very squared. And because I have a weird way of hitting a mag release, I do it like that. This roundedness right here, just, I mean, it works perfectly. And it doesn't extend enough to have any holster interference or anything like that. Your holster's not going to push up against it and make your mag dislodge or anything like that. You don't have to worry about it. That is by far the best extended mag release I've ever used. And believe me, I've used a lot of them. Alright, now, number 5, Vickers Tactical Grip Plug. Now, using a grip plug, you know, is mostly an individual preference, but with this particular grip plug, there is a practical aspect to it, because this grip plug contains a Glock takedown tool. Now, while this is not a new idea, the thing that sets it apart is the fact that Vickers offers this plug set. It comes as a set. You get 3 of these. It'll fit any Glock you want it to fit, even with the multiple backstrap systems. And I don't carry mine with any backstrap piece on there. I don't put them on there because I like the smaller grip, and it works with that one too. And you can just, if you want this one instead, well, you can just pull that out. This whole thing comes out as a unit and goes right back down in here, and you can put that one in there instead. Okay, so it can be used on all Gen 4 and Gen 5 that have a backstrap, the multiple backstrap models. And you can get some that are for the 1, 2, and 3 as well. And you can get that whole set, this whole set, for like under $20. You know, I mean, under 20 bucks. Come on. And number 6, when you get your, and it fits just like this, when you get your new Vickers Tactical Grip Plug, okay, when you get that, check out Vickers Tactical Glock magazine floor plates as well. Now, first, they made up perfectly with this grip plug. Look at that. I mean, it mates up just perfectly. Everything lines right up. Okay, not only is it nice looking, but it is functional and practical. Okay, these floor plates here, you can see that they're widened right here. This is the original Glock floor plate. Okay, so they're a little bit wider right here, and they have a recessed scallops in here on both sides that you can grab onto. Now, this is important and extremely useful for, like, if you have a Type 3 malfunction or something, and you need to strip that magazine out, or the magazine won't come out because it's stuck in there due to mud or something like that. Well, now you have some place to grab onto that magazine and strip it, forcefully strip it out of there. And it works great. And these things are bulletproof, I'm telling you. You can't damage them. Alright. You get you get a pack of 5 of these floor plates. various colors. 5 of these floor plates for under $20, man. That's stupidly cheap. And to me, it's just a no-brainer, you know. Now, I'm not a spokesman for Larry Vickers products or anything like that, but you know, the man puts out some great products at a great price, and I am a fan of them, of the products. You know, I put these upgrades out there because I think they're worth considering if you own a Glock. Now, I've had every one of these upgrades on my Glocks for a long time now. Some of them while in law enforcement and also since my retirement. And I'm completely satisfied with all of them. So, you know, check those out. I think it'd be worth your time. Alright, thanks for watching. I'm Antonius, and you know, brothers, I just keep shooting it straight to you. Ciao.